Whenever you're checking the 3D, when you're trying to manifest anything, you're like, where is it? It's been 3 weeks and I still haven't seen any results. Well, first of all, if you actually say that, it is the same exact thing as you imagining your SP with somebody else. Okay, so stop that right now, first of all. Okay, but second of all, I wanted to use a quick analogy in this video of the same way that you are trying to fall asleep, and then you're kind of forcing yourself, but you notice that the more that you try to fall asleep, the more you're just using more energy, and it's still keeping yourself focused and aware of trying to fall asleep, when in reality you should just let it be. Well, I remember specifically doing this as a child when I had a big exam the next morning and my mom was like, you got to go to sleep. What is wrong with you? Put your game away, And to be honest, I would have done it on 1 hour sleep. I didn't give a fuck, but I didn't want my mom on my ass, So I would force myself to fall asleep. But I would be so borderline nervous about it all that I couldn't even focus to begin with to fall asleep. So when I would try to, it would only keep me more awake, right? And it got to the point where this would happen every single night before a big exam, or even, we all know, the night before our first day of school, right? And it got to the point where this became such a habit and something that I expected, that I realized that when I just closed my eyes and just allowed it to come, it eventually happened, And it always happened, just subtly, almost like the hourglass is slowly dropping the salt and then boom, right? It's done. Well, that's the way it is when you're waiting for your manifestation. You can't get your manifestation if you're looking, because you're in the state of looking. You can't fall asleep if you're trying to fall asleep, right? Because you keep focusing on something and you're using that energy, right? Eventually you have to run out of energy, which is going to cause you to get tired, and then you close your eyes and then boom, you're done, right? Because it's interesting, when we are trying to not fall asleep, when we're at work and we're afraid that we're going to get caught sleeping on the job, we're afraid to close our eyes because we know we're going to fall asleep. Why? Because we're not trying to not fall asleep. We're trying to, focus on a task, but we have low energy, right? So we know that if we close our eyes, we're going to fall asleep because we're already low on the energy, right? But when we have energy, when we're trying to fall asleep and we're forcing it, we are trying to get rid of that energy, but the energy gets rid of it by itself. Does that kind of make sense? I know that's kind of sound a little confusing, but you see, what I'm basically trying to say is you can look at the energy that you have when you're trying to fall asleep. Of course, I'm not talking about every single night. I'm specifically talking about nights when you can't fall asleep, right? The reason why is because you have energy, right? We'll use that energy as an analogy of the 3D still downloading, right? And the energy is also a representative of the old story that is still playing out, right? You can't just get rid of the old story because it still has a little bit of energy. Let the energy of the old story run out, and then you'll fall asleep. Then that old story will fall asleep. Then you'll wake up and be born again into the new story where your SP is fucking the shit out of you. Your money is just flowing. The $1 billion it's stacked to the heavens, right? Allow the energy of your old story to run out. But the more that you keep checking the 3D, you keep refreshing that Instagram page that keeps saying this page cannot be found. You keep seeing, what does that mean when they look at me like that? Is it working? You're giving more energy to it. This is why people say, and I used to see this all the time when I would watch the Get Your Ex Back community. As a matter of fact, I never say not to check out Red Pill content. You could really see that content and use it as inspiration, right? And see where you can tell where the law of assumption worked in that specific success story from this How to Get Your Ex Back content creator and that red pill coach, right? Well, all the Get Your Ex Back coaches always have clients say that it wasn't when they were double texting their SP or trying to get their ex back. It was always when they stopped caring. Why? Because they ran out of energy. They stopped having enough energy to care. Like, if you really think about it, that's actually a beautiful fucking idea. Before I made this video, I didn't even realize that that's really what it is. It's energy, right? It's literally something that you have to just give up on, right? Like a boxer who he goes in, he's fresh, he's all pumped up, like, yeah, let's fucking go. And then he gets, just battered for 6 fucking rounds. But by the 7th round, he wants somebody to just kill him already, right? Well, it's nonsense, okay? Lose the energy for checking the 3D, right? But the only way that you can lose energy is by using it up. But in this case, when you're checking the 3D, you give it more energy, right? So maybe that's kind of like where the analogy can be kind of... But you get the fucking point. How about that, right? So, okay, I'll say it like this. Think of you every single time that you check the 3D. I know I'm going all over the place with this analogy. Think of it like you are drinking a fucking coffee or you're drinking a fucking Red Bull, right? I could use a sponsor. Hey, let's go. You're using a Red Bull. You're drinking a Red Bull, and every single time you check the 3D, you're drinking a Red Bull. And now you're never going to go fucking to sleep. As a matter of fact, I drank one just the other day. I drank like half, and I had to wake up at 5. I went to bed at 4. Yeah, congratulations, Neo. You were fucked. Okay? And I watched Obsession that same fucking day, so it's like, go figure, right? But I did take a nap, so fair enough. Because I'm imagine watching Obsession on fucking 1 hour sleep. You'd be seeing her everywhere. But I digress. Okay? Every single time you check the 3D, you're drinking the Red Bull, you're never going to go to sleep. But when you stop checking the 3D, you just allow the sleep to happen. And yeah, you might not be able to sleep right away, but it eventually will come. And that's the way it is in the 3D. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So if you guys want to invest in your reality, guys, and you are done with this shit of not being able to manifest, a lot of times you need a coach, okay? And yeah, it might sound like I'm selling it, but guys, I'm sitting on gold here, okay? And I know I can help you. But it takes you to want to make the effort to invest in this. So if you're willing to do that, book a call with me. The links are in the description. And join the membership channel because there's also plenty of gold there, okay? If you want to know more about the membership perks, everything is in the community posts. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.